We are right in the middle of the first semester of the school year, and if you feel like your kids are leaving a mess everywhere they go, Stacia Symes is here to help you get rid of some of that clutter, and I sure feel like it. We always take everything from the living room and bring it back up to the bedroom, and then the next day it's the same thing. It sort of like accumulates in different spaces.
The clutter shuffle, huh?
The clutter shuffle, yeah.
The struggle is real,
Yeah.
Rachel. So I actually started as a professional nanny. I worked as a nanny for almost 15 years, and that's how I got into, I called it like my professional organizer boot camp, working with a lot of busy families, and now taking all of those great tips that I learned from working with those kids, that's what I apply, and I help parents create age-appropriate rooms today. So like for you, do you struggle with like clothing more, toys, books, or all of the above?
I would say clothing and toys, especially like the little Shopkins, which are like these teeny
tiny
little
things, like the bane
Yes.
of most people's existence, and like Legos and stuff
that
like
you
that.
step on in the middle of the night, yes, and
Yeah.
scream in agony. Like, why isn't this somewhere where it should be? Yeah.
So what I like to do is phase one is damage control, and that's get the kids out of the house. Really what you want to try to do is eliminate all of the old clutter that's no longer age appropriate. So say you have a grade schooler and they don't need baby toys and toddler clothes in their closet. So by doing that and by preparing to donate big time, you're immediately going to be creating a lot more space, and you're going to feel like, oh yeah, like I'm organizing right now, but really you're just doing this magical thing called getting rid of stuff you don't need.
Right, right. And you need to not have the kids in the house, although sometimes my daughter does like giving things away to other kids.
Yeah.
I said, let's donate to somebody less fortunate, and she gets really into that. It depends on your child, I think.
Well, it does depend on your child, but what I really recommend is you go through phase one, your damage control, and you take everything one category at a time. I recommend going through clothing first, then books, games, toys, and even furniture, right? You want to upgrade sometimes from that smaller kid furniture into something bigger. And then once you've done the grown-up work of making those decisions of things that really, don't pertain to your child, like your keepsakes and all that good stuff, then you bring them into their new age-appropriate room and allow them to make decisions on things like, hey, you know what, are there any outfits here that you're not interested in wearing anymore? Are there any books that you don't want to read, games that you're not interested in playing? And that way you're kind of planting the seed and teaching them this healthy habit that it's okay to downsize. Because as an adult, if you go back in time and realize that, nobody taught you how to downsize, nobody taught you how to clean your room, it's just this magical thing that you're supposed to know how to do. That's not true. So lead by example. Parents, try to have your rooms clean too. Take care of yourself, and then move forward and try to help your kids create space in an age-appropriate room.
My mom used to say, I used to tell you girls to go clean your room, and then I realized you don't know how to clean your room.
Yes, that's a big problem. So just little simple things, like I had a few years ago, I had a client who was so frustrated that her child always threw her dirty clothes on the floor. But within 5 minutes, I noticed there was no clothes hamper. So we need to make sure that we're giving them the tools that they need to get their room clean. And also too, one of my favorite things to recommend is to sit down with your kids and create a list of experiences, going to the movies, going to the zoo, going to a concert, whatever it is that interests them, and then share that with your friends and family, because that way when they want to buy something for the holidays or birthday parties, then they're actually giving you not clutter, but something that kids definitely are excited to have.
Stacia Symes, great tips as always. Thank you so much. If you're looking for your help getting your home ready for the rest of hurricane season, or actually for the holidays, because that's when the clutter builds up, you can call her at 920-1800 or visit her website at clearthecluttertoday.com. We'll be right back.